What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, November 26th, 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all. I'm so grateful and thankful for you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, whatever you did, if you celebrated or however you gave thanks, whatever. I hope it was great. It was intense. It was an intense Thursday, so hope you're all doing well. We're going to see that sun come to 4 degrees of Sagittarius today, and 4 is kind of breakdown, breakthrough. It's the door. It's Uranus energy. So we're at this point now where it's like there's so many different available storylines and timelines and opportunities. And I think that with the moon in Leo finishing up and opposing Jupiter, and Mercury and the Sun coming together in Sagittarius, it's like, oh my gosh, there is so much out there. And it can seem like things are really far away, or it can seem like the abundance or the things that are really going to piece our lives together are so far away. But I think there's something too about this day that's like, it's not that far away if you're just doing what makes you feel good, if you're staying in your heart, if you're doing what lights you up, and if you're really remembering like the things that bring you joy in life and like the simple things. And we can get so out there with a Mercury and Sag and with the Sun that like we can forget about some of the little things. So it's like, come back into what makes you happy today. Don't look so far and wide. There are opportunities out there. There's stories that can change like at the drop of a dime right now. It's kind of wild as we're in between eclipses. We're going to see the moon come into Virgo this evening and make its square to the nodes before it makes the third quarter square to the sun tomorrow morning. So we're like right in the middle of eclipse season, literally in the middle. Fated times, anything's possible. The slides are changing in life, so we want to be open and mutable with the sun in Sag, Mercury in Sag, and even the moon coming into mutable Virgo. And like, look at all these possibilities. There are so many possibilities, and we can trick ourselves almost with a Neptune that's stationing direct here, going to on December 1st, which will be next Wednesday. We can trick ourselves into some delusionment that we can't kind of bring in the abundance or find the right door that maybe we've been looking for. Feels like there's too many doors in this hall of doorways. So getting back to that North Node Gemini, getting back to the simple things, the things that bring you joy in life, I mean, these are things that can really help. And that moon is going to quincunx with Pluto in Capricorn before it comes into Virgo and after the opposition with Jupiter. So it's just like kind of almost like taking a risk to transform. And as we're seeing Venus and Mars in their sextile, and Mars is officially going faster than Venus now, like we can really want to put our energy into something beautiful in life. And we just have to be open to like there are so many beautiful things. Maybe it's not the beautiful thing that we're putting our energy into right now, but it's like, does that make you happy right now? Like that's where the goodness is. So it's just like a kind of moment by moment, seeing that there's definitely opportunities, there's definitely expanse. We don't have to restrict ourselves so much, but at the same time, often we just naturally will restrict ourselves from happiness to go into something we don't want to do. And we're done with the moon making hard oppositions to Saturn. So we're kind of in this free moment in fated times where it's like anything's a possibility if you're doing what makes you feel good, if you're doing what makes you happy and not putting your energy and time into aspects that aren't transforming or evolving in the way that does sort of bring you a sense of enjoyment in life. And with Venus getting close to the sextile to Neptune, like that's pretty beautiful, as Venus is going to do that 3 times from Capricorn during this retrograde period that we're gearing up for. And Neptune will be direct for that. So I do think that there's dreams that can come real, but we have to be willing to kind of start things and then maybe get more information on that vision of the manifestation that we want, and then be able to pivot and be able to kind of rebuild and start over if we need to. Because I feel like we're in a time where it's just things are changing very quick in our personal lives. Even like, yeah, the world's the world, but like in your personal life, like look at all the changes that have already been made and that can be made to have something better or more sustainable, as we're starting to reevaluate that, and then not think that these manifestations are just a mirage or just an illusion, but to really kind of believe. It's Sag season, and yeah, there's a south node there, but we still got to believe, especially in the things that make us happy. There's truth to that with the north node in Gemini, but it has to be like what you really want, and it has to be a part of your truth. And if you believe in your truth and the doors that you can open to make your life more happy, this day's like a prime opportunity as we get the moon square the nodes today in between eclipses. Like, oh my gosh, like there's just moments out there that are trying to come in and work their magic, and we kind of want to be able to feel the magic. And with Mars starting to make its trine over to Neptune, as Neptune's stationed, I mean, we could feel a little like lethargic or watered down in our action here, but we really do want to continue to penetrate into the ultimate creation, like, and really coming back to the totality of ourself as a whole, and realizing that we're so capable of so many unbound things in this reality. Part of it is the faith in that and the believing in that, and also the compassion with yourself and with others that could be very helpful on a day like this. And we're going to see the moon. It won't quite reach a square to Mercury. That'll be tomorrow morning, but we're right there getting ready for a third quarter square in between eclipses. These are interesting times. I just feel like the energy's definitely calling for some sort of like big changes in our lives, and we're kind of on this brink of it, but it's like there's no reason why the changes couldn't be kind of seamless if you're doing what you feel ultimately called to. And I think Mars in Scorpio is doing a good job of helping us penetrate into what we really want to identify with and what our deeper desires are. And the sextile to Venus is definitely trying to bring that into physical form, into what the manifestation of it could be. Although we might just get pieces of the puzzle laid out when we want the whole puzzle complete. And I think we just have to be okay with like some puzzle pieces are missing. But that doesn't mean we can't find them. We just got to be willing to explore more. And I think the exploration's more of like, well, what do you really want today? And what are you going to do about it? And are you willing to visualize the intent and then put the physical work into it as the moon comes into Gemini? And the moon comes into Virgo, and it's like, it gets real. So it's time to kind of bring creative insights and creative expression and creative vision about your desires and what makes you happy into physical form, and kind of make the changes for that. It's going to be very mutable when the moon comes into Virgo and in between eclipses. So it's pretty cool times. Anything goes right now, especially with the sun at 4 degrees and Mercury and the sun are together from the Geo, but remember from Helio, this is Mercury because it's not in retrograde in opposition to the Earth. So the sun is between Mercury and the Earth. So we're actually very far away from our mind right now, but it's also where Mercury's starting to go full speed to get ready to pass the sun. And that means that we're in between Mercury retrogrades. So we're at a really positive point in a sense, because our mind and our heart can be very synced up right now. But we have to be willing to really go out there and see what we can make happen and what are the bountiful and endless possibilities of this creation for ourselves, while simultaneously at the same time being very kind of specific about these things. Do these make me happy? Do they fit into my reality? Do they fit into the reality that I dream I can have, that I believe I can have? Or do we just not believe in sort of the story that can be great for ourselves, because maybe we're buying into stories that are being projected in the world that aren't of our truth? As long as you're in a story of your truth, the possibilities are completely endless, and today could show you that in a very positive way if you're open to it. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think if we don't know our worth and we don't know our value on a very like secure level within ourselves, like, yeah, then how are we ever gonna be able to believe that certain things are real? And then maybe questioning ourselves or thinking we're a little crazy because we're not getting what we want. But I think this is where you have to get really North Node Gemini about it and be like, well, is it what you really want? Or is it what somebody else wants for you? Is it really your truth? And I think that the things that are of your utmost truth are doorways that will just fly open for you when you walk by them and be like, here's the door. And there's other ones that really aren't going to hold that sustainability and that value. And those doors aren't going to open, but we're also in a time where we can believe we can open any door and we can have anything. And it's like, well, maybe we can, but do we really want to put ourselves through that and then have ourselves like doubt our beliefs or not see how, magical we truly are? Why do we get that? 8 of Cups in reverse. I think we're maybe a little too worried of walking away from something. Like maybe we're a little too attached to some outcome right now. And that's actually holding us back from a lot of our great power. And today would just, I would say that like let fate kind of work its hand and show you where doors are opening. And then that's where you get to kind of use your free will and be like, oh, that door looks great and it feels good. And I think that this would make my life better and happier and, maybe bring more love into my life. And then, oh, wait, I can make changes to get that? Okay, I will start shifting and moving this reality around to get there because that door did open up. But it's almost like we want to stay in situations that are no longer serving our soul on a high level. So be careful of the things that maybe we're scared to walk away from when we know that walking away from one thing might throw open a door that could be the best thing. Whatever that may mean for you. I love you all very much. I hope you have a great Friday, and I'll see you for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.